Hi, we're back. This is part 2 of the lightning round of questions, and I'm ready. I'm excited. Pat's going to ask me a bunch of questions, and I got to give an answer, and I'm excited. Okay, let's have some fun.
Wow. All right. I'm going to take a sip of coffee with that one. No.
Did I
Okay,
scare you?
All right. This is it. We're going to dig into Tracey's psyche this week now, this time. Okay, Tracey, favorite color?
Blue if I'm wearing it, green if I'm not.
Oh, she's got different. Okay. Favorite book?
The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman.
Mm,
Ultimate favorite book, besides the Bible, of course.
yes. Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Mm-hmm. What book are you planning on reading next?
Anything by Max Lucado.
Oh.
I was just rereading one of his books and thought, wow, he writes in stories, which is what I love. And I just thought, I read this before and I got so much more. So another book by Max Lucado. I'm not sure which one yet.
Okay, great. That leaves it wide open. Favorite podcast?
Well, I love doing our podcast, but I would have to say Mark Dawson's, I don't even know what it's called. Mark Dawson's, he is a traditionally published and self-published author. And I just love, he does a podcast with James Blatch, and they always do a little talking at the front, and they make me laugh so much. So I walk and listen to their podcast and learn about publishing and self-publishing. So that's my favorite.
Girl, all right. All right, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you about the new year?
I'm totally excited. I know everyone's saying like 2020, obviously, without question, was a difficult year, but there were a lot of silver linings to this year. And I'm just excited. We get another year of adventure is how I look at it. So
words for the happy homeschooler. Okay, Facebook or Instagram?
Oh, you know me neither, but
No,
people probably know I struggle with social media because I like to be in the moment outside, but I would have to say Facebook.
Okay. Morning person or night person?
Morning person, except after you said you were up and ready at 6:30, I thought maybe I'm neither.
I'm a late morning, early afternoon.
I think of myself as a morning person. I do love the mornings.
Favorite food?
Oh, okay, not dessert. Thai food.
Oh, yeah. It could be, you could say dessert. Dessert or Thai aren't even close to.
Yeah, well, dessert's coming up. So.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Least favorite food?
Raisins. Why take a perfectly good grape and suck all the juice out of it? Makes no sense. Disgusting.
I love it. Pizza toppings?
Ham and pineapple, or I like spinach, feta, pesto sauce, and sun-dried tomatoes.
Oh my gosh, you're speaking my language. Okay. Favorite dessert? Now we're on desserts.
Anything chocolate mousse, chocolate cake with chocolate icing with chocolate sprinkles, chocolate, ladies.
We got. I've met my match. Best gift you ever received?
A lady coming to my door after I had my 3rd baby, and I had just started homeschooling. It was September. So it was my first year of homeschooling. Our eldest was 5. I had a 5-year-old, 3-year-old, and a newborn. She was born September 22nd. So about 2 weeks after I had her, a lady that homeschooled came to the door with 6 meals from homeschooled moms who I had maybe met once, to put in my freezer. And that touched me. My love language is acts of service. That is just like the nicest gift I've ever received. Thanks, ladies.
Wow. Who would you meet for coffee? If you could meet anybody for coffee, who would you meet?
I would meet somebody that I don't know, somebody new. I love meeting new people because everyone always has a neat story. So anyone new. And I would hope they were a positive person, but I'm just intrigued by meeting new people.
Wow. Okay. There you go. Head up to Canada and you might run into her for coffee. What was the last thing you purchased?
Groceries.
Oh.
I'm always purchasing groceries because of the food allergies in my family. I'm always, what else is there?
I know, right? As a child, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Um, when I was 10, I remember thinking an astronaut, but then that really scared me. And then after that, I had no idea.
Wow.
I didn't know. Um, so I skipped around in school a lot. But whenever I would take an aptitude test, they do those, you're trying to figure, I'd always get teacher or engineer.
Teacher or engineer. Okay.
Yeah, so kind of weird, but yeah. So I didn't know. I didn't want to be tied to one thing.
Ah, loose living. No, not loose living. That's different. That's different. What superpower do you wish you had?
Um, okay, this one's a little more serious. Um, I suffer from migraines and I wish I could just zap and never have them again. But I know there are way worse things, but so if I could get rid of those, I don't know if that's a superpower, but if I had that superpower to do that.
I used to have superpower. That's a super. I mean, I used to have migraines. That's a superpower. Trust me. Yeah. What was the biggest mistake that you ever made?
Do I have to admit to this?
Well, you can edit it.
Okay, this is supposed to be a lightning round, and it's a little story, and I don't know how to make it really brief, but this is the most, okay, this is the biggest mistake that I laugh about now, but I thought I was going to get fired for.
Oops. Okay.
I was giving a presentation at work, and there was about, I don't know, 120 people, between 120 people, 150 people in an auditorium. And I was giving a presentation on meeting management. It's something our department had done, and we had gotten an award for it. So I was giving a presentation to teach other departments how to be more effective with their meetings.
Ah.
And I heard that one of the vice presidents of the company was going to be at the presentation. But I'd never seen him. I didn't know what he looked like. I didn't really know who he was.
Mhm.
So as I was about to, I was 10 minutes into my presentation. My boss was sitting in the audience. And this man walks in, he's pretty short, and he's walking in the auditorium, and he's coming down the stairs slowly, and he's hunched down, sort of like he knew he was late.
Mm-hmm.
So he's hunched down, but it just looked funny to me because everybody can see him. It's an auditorium, even if he hunches. So I stopped my presentation and I said, "Oh, no need to be hunched down. We all know you're late." And I continued my presentation. In my presentation, there was a Q&A. And this man, he had come all the way to the second row, sat down. And as the presentation went on, it occurred to me as the question started who he was. He was the vice president that I had majorly embarrassed.
Oh my God.
And then I could see my boss's face, and he looked quite mad. And I'm like, oh, that's it. I'm getting fired.
Oh my gosh.
So after this, the man comes up to me and he shakes my hand. And he's like, "Oh, I just want to apologize that I was late. I had to take a call from home."
Oh my gosh. And that's even why. Oh, Tracey.
And then afterwards, he turned to my boss and said, "I'm really excited with what you guys are doing," or whatever. And then my boss just smiled at me and said, "Okay, you're off the hook." So I have to say that was so bad.
Oh, wow. But look,
yeah.
you lived through it and you didn't get fired, and now you live to tell about it.
Yeah, it's funny now, but I was like, "Oh no, Trace, why didn't the extroverts, they don't think before they speak."
Well, let's end on a positive note. What is the moment that you're most proud of in your life?
I think the day that I resigned from work to be home full time with my son. I had been off on mat leave. I had always planned to do that, but actually doing it,
Mm.
I had always wanted to do it, but it's funny. People can sort of try and convince you otherwise, like you're giving up your career, you're doing this. And I made that decision, and I feel it's the best decision I've ever made in my life.
Mm.
I just, no regrets.
That's a great moment to stop on. That was amazing. So I learned some new things about you on this one too. That was great. And now I'm going to picture Tracey talking about president or vice president. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed these two little lightning rounds that we did. And I'm really glad to be sharing this stuff with you. I hope you're enjoying it as well too. So take care. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.